Healthy Communities of the Capital Area is a public health organization, and we focus on primary prevention strategies to decrease the incidence of chronic disease. We are home to the Maine Farm to School Network and Maine Farm to Institution. We also do nutrition education and other food systems projects. Sadly and staggeringly, upwards of 40% of food is wasted in this country and around the world. We have an abundance of farms in Maine. There are over 8,000 farms in Maine that produce upwards of $763 million of agricultural products each year. So figuring out how to get this abundance of food to the people who need it most is important. This project that we call Reducing Wasted Food and Increasing Access to Fresh Local Food in Southern Kennebec County began in 2015. The former sheriff and I were having a conversation about food systems work. The sheriff at that time had started a project called the Kennebec Restorative Community Harvest. It's a 5-acre farm that inmates manage, and the food that they raise is distributed in the community. The sheriff thought, is there any way we can increase the amount of food that we're getting out into the community by rescuing end-of-harvest crops at area farms through gleaning? I thought that was a great idea. It aligned with our mission and really set up a unique partnership between HCCA and the sheriff's office. We've coupled the actual food rescue with nutrition education, so we're helping the food recipients learn how to prepare and store fresh foods.
Our main focus for nutrition education here is our lower income population. We are able to hold classes in a lot of different settings, so they range from schools, childcare facilities, older adult population living centers, food pantries, and even our correctional facility. Some of the main topics for our nutrition education is how to shop, cook, and eat healthy on a limited budget. So really trying to tailor to the lower income populations to show them that it is easy to eat healthy, even if you don't have a lot of resources to do so.
The reality is we are offering, summer squash and other fresh vegetables, and a lot of folks don't know what to do with them. And we've had classes that your folks have brought in where they've cooked stuff, and when they taste it, they're like, wow, that's really good. I didn't even know that Hubbard squash could taste like that. So it's vitally important that we teach folks how to eat nutritionally.
Gleaning is a centuries-old act of recovering food at the end of harvest that the farmer no longer deems viable. Gleaners can go in and recover that food and distribute it in the community to those who need it most.
At the correctional facility, we have a community service program. The trustees that participate in community service are chosen based on prior crimes, prior criminal history, their lower risk. This program gives the inmates a chance to get out in the fresh air instead of sitting inside 4 walls every day, a chance to give back to the community, a chance to learn a skill.
The benefits for me doing this program, anyway, I'm an outside guy. I've always worked outside, so it's just better for me to get outside and do something, but also the program allows me to work off some time off the end of my sentence. We get a 2-for-1 program. For every 8 hours, we get a half a day's time off our sentence, but it's worth it for me just to be able to get outside and do something.
What happens on a typical gleaning day is I open up for business for the U-Pick, and usually around 9 o'clock the sheriff's office will come with the inmate into the orchard, and I'll direct them down into an area of the orchard where we need to have it picked out. And they go to work and they pick down through a row or 2 of apples. And then by the mid-morning, when they filled up the crate, they usually head out to the various food sites for delivery.
When we do have a gleaning project, I get a call saying, heads up, we're going to a field and we're going to have this. And the correctional facility will go out and help glean the field, pick it up. They'll take it to a washing station. They take them there, wash them, bring them to us, and then we start processing them within a day or 2. It's really worked well, and it just helps our whole community out as a whole.
We cannot do this alone. We need help from HCCA, food banks. Things always get done better, more efficiently when there are more people involved to to accomplish the mission. And this particular mission is to, along with helping the inmates, is to help our communities.
As a society, we've got to be working together to do this stuff. If you're not involved with Gleaning program, find one. If you're another food bank out there, and if they don't have a HCCA program, find one, because, you know, get one started, because there's got to be money out there, and we've got to have those type of things. And if those go away, and people say, oh, that's just a program. But if that goes away, I'm affected, my clients are affected, the clients don't get the information, we don't get the Gleaning. If communities aren't engaging in this, they're missing out. They've got to get involved.
We were fortunate enough, as part of this project, with support from Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare Foundation, to contribute to the construction of an outdoor Veggie Gazebo, where we do minimal washing and packing of some of the food that we harvest and then distribute it to the sites. Over the last 3 years, we've rescued 57,653 pounds of produce from 8 different farms and distributed it to 35 unique sites serving those in need. We've also provided over 3,000 hours of nutrition education to more than 1,300 adults.
It's my concern. I don't want to see the apples fall on the ground and go to waste, and that's why this program is very important, and I hope it continues into the future so that we have food for people rather than see it go to waste on the ground.
My biggest hope for our nutrition education program is to continue to grow and to be able to serve more people in our community, to be able to provide them with more resources on either if it's fresh fruits and vegetables, or even resources on how to cook meals at home. I think it's all really important for the longevity of our population's health.
My hope for the future with projects like these is that we really begin to address the root causes of some of these issues around wasted food, hunger, and chronic disease. We need to make sure that all food that's grown makes it to the table and is consumed and doesn't end up in a landfill somewhere. Addressing poverty and a dysfunctional food system will ensure that everyone has access to the abundance of food available, ensuring better health outcomes and healthier communities.